Yo ho ho, Da Mafia. Welcome to a very anticipated edition of the AFC East Roundtable. As you can see, we have the normal company surrounding us with one common misconception, with one less denominator, and that just so happens to be TD Finstock. He's not here, and frankly, ladies and gentlemen, I don't blame him. I do not blame him for not being here after that absolute can of whoop ass we put on, as Tyson likes to say, the Dolphins this past Sunday, kicking them out of the playoffs. And yes, that's right. Y'all are probably thinking that my ego has reached an all-time high, and you are correct in believing that. But it doesn't matter. This is the AFC's Roundtable, and we're going to go on ahead and do the normal introductions, starting off with my dude Richie, who is the happiest I have seen him in his entire career with the AFC.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, Richie?
What's going on, Dan? And guys, don't you worry. TD will be here eventually, and I'm going to be digging into this guy because he was the reason putting in that crazy nonsense in my brain that Adam Gase was potentially going to be here for the Jets next year. So I'm happy, first of all, that Adam Gase is no longer a member of the New York Jets. I can breathe in a fresh breath of fresh air and just enjoy the ride of this coaching search, because I trust that Joe Douglas will be the one to pick the right guy to lead this Jets organization. And don't worry, everybody in the chat saying, where's TD? TD Finstock will be here around 9:30. He's having some car troubles, ironically enough. So I'm just excited. For you guys that know me, I'm a big Knicks fan, Mets fan, Jets fan. The Knicks are finally looking good. Who knows how long it will last? And the Mets just signed a superstar. So I'm a very happy camper right now. I'm not used to this. Whenever I tell people I'm a Jets, Knicks, and Mets fan, they're like, wow, bro, that is terrible. You've been through a lot. And yes, I have been through a lot. Maybe this is the light at the end of the tunnel that's coming up. Obviously, the firing of Adam Gase doesn't guarantee anything, but you guys have no idea, or you probably do have an idea, how depressing it's been to be a Jets fan for the past 2 years watching Adam Gase coach this team on the sideline. So I'm just excited to get into this, knowing that Adam Gase is 100% out of my franchise forever. So, Dan, appreciate you having me on, my man. Let's get into it.
Oh, dude. Tyson, what you got, my friend?
Y'all know this is Master at work. Like I said, I'm going to leave the Dolphins talk for a little bit later on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's pretty much Brady right now. That's all I got to hang my hat on. And the Dolphins missing the playoffs like you usually do for the past, I don't know what, 20 years of your franchises, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say, man. Y'all know my channel, Master at Work, whatever. Go check it out.
Yeah, nice. And last but not least, don't worry, Mr. TD Finstock will be here shortly. I mean, I might as well just go on ahead and retitle this video the Roast of TD Finstock, because that's exactly what's going to happen in a couple of minutes. But Jackson, this is the first time we've met, by the way, but I could tell right automatically that we would get along since we both root for the same team. What's going on, my friend?
What's up, brother? How you living?
Oh, dude, just doing it.
Okay. Yeah, so I came back. I was here last week, and TD talked some wild stuff, so I was just coming back to ask him how it all worked out for him, but he had the weekly car troubles, so he's doing that, but I know he'll be on later. Other than that, I'm just here to answer questions about why the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl, and anything else, you can direct that stuff to me.
Perfect, because that's a great segue, because I feel like that I'm like one of the only people that believe this, and you can go on ahead and we can start off this conversation, and then I'll go around and try to get a non-biased take. Jackson, rate on a scale of 1 to 10. And so are you worried about this Colts team, or do you think that we're just going to roll through them like no one's business?
No, man. I mean, I'm worried about it. Like I said, I was here last week. I said I worry about every team, obviously, because you never know. But I also did say that if we were going to have to play a team, it would be chill to play the Colts. I feel like we match up pretty well with them. Now I've said that, so hopefully it works out that way. But, you always have to have that cautious optimism, hope for the best. But I think at the end of the day, we'll come out on top. Phillip Rivers is pushing 40, and, they run pretty well, but I just don't think they got it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just really the way that I look at it is, especially with Phillip Rivers, is the fact that his entire career he's played in either Los Angeles or San Diego, and then he gets traded over to a team that plays in a dome. So I think the weather is going to play a huge factor. And yeah, that running back is incredible, but the way that our offense has been playing, I mean, I have a feeling that we're just going to give them an opportunity where they're not going to be able to run the ball because we're just going to be running the score up on them, hopefully by the first half. So we'll see what's going on there. But now I kind of want to get a non-biased opinion, starting with Richie. Richie, if you were a Bills fan, would you be nervous about the Indianapolis Colts, or do you think that we should be going in there relatively confident?
I mean, I think you should definitely be confident because if I was a Bills fan, Jackson said it himself, I think the Colts were the team you wanted to verse in the first round. You guys match up against them pretty well. The only thing I would be a little worried about if I was the Buffalo Bills is you guys do struggle against the run, and it seems like the Indianapolis Colts are a run-first team with Jonathan Taylor. He is lighting it up towards the end of the regular season, and we know they have a beefy front line and that offensive line. So football comes down to a game of the trenches, and I think that's what's going to come down to, and that's what the Indianapolis Colts formula is to win in this league is can they win the line of scrimmage? Can the Colts or the Bills, who is going to be dominating on the defensive front and the offensive front at the line of scrimmage? I think that the Bills match up pretty well, and Josh Allen has to prove to be the quarterback that everybody is hyping up to be, because last year we knew that Josh Allen struggled in the playoffs. This year, Josh Allen is a top 3 MVP candidate. And he deserves all the respect because he shut a lot of mouths up this year, a lot of Jets fans included. Everybody wrote off Josh Allen. Everyone's saying like he's overhyped. And then he just goes out there and completely balls out. And I would admit that I was wrong about Josh Allen. Obviously, I'm a Jets fan, so I was just a little hoping that he wouldn't become that. But I would definitely give Josh Allen the respect he deserves because the Bills build around them everything you want to do. And look who decided to show up.
And I gotta hear you talking about Josh Allen like he actually good. Come on, man.
Dude, come on. TD. You cannot say that after Sunday. You cannot say that.
Dan, wait till it's my turn, Dan. I don't want to get excited about telling you how trash he is, but whatever, man. It's Rich's.
All right, so I'll just finish off with saying if I was a Bills fan, obviously, like Jackson said, no game is guaranteed. But I think the Bills are going to match up well against the Colts and take care of business. I picked them in my predictions on my other channel. So, yeah, the Bills, I think, are going to win. And, yo, TD, I just want to remind you that Adam Gase is not a member of the New York Jets, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. But I'll carry on.
They about to rehire him, man.
They're restructuring his contract right now.
That's
Yo. And so, TD, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? You're definitely a popular member of this group, but say your piece. Say your piece.
Listen, this is TD from TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Listen, man, what part are we on right now? What are we talking about? Like, which segment are we at?
Well, first
talk about how you got your ass whooped by 56 to 26.
Listen,
that's what we on. 56 to 26.
Dan. You're supposed to mute everybody who was eliminated out of the playoffs before week 16. So no.
You're eliminated. You're not in the playoffs.
Well, you know what? Who eliminated you? All right. Anyway, it's my turn.
You didn't eliminate us. Buffalo did.
We eliminated y'all. But anyway, Buffalo Bills versus the Miami Dolphins. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, Tua Tagovailoa had a rough game. This whole team had a rough game, but I am here to tell y'all right now, when it came to the defense, it was all about scheme. The way that we coached that game, the first 3 drives, we shut Josh Allen down, made him look like what he was, average at best when it comes to man-to-man and sending pressure. And then all of a sudden, 3 straight drives, he out there looking clueless. I'm on Dan's stream. Dan's like, man, I worried about this. This is what I was worried about. I was on the stream, Dan. You know as well as I know. Then all of a sudden, I'm on my stream and I tell people, if the offense doesn't keep up with the defense, our biggest issue is whether or not we're going to switch to a zone. And sure enough, we went to the zone and we got ripped up. Every single drive. Why? Because any quarterback is going to look good in a zone every single drive, especially if you're a really good quarterback. And I am here telling y'all, I have not shied from saying Josh Allen has been a really, really good quarterback. I even told y'all last week, he's a great quarterback. Don't be shocked, Dan. I've said that several times that he's a great quarterback. My only thing is elite. There are certain parameters that are in play for elite quarterbacks, and hopefully he's tested in the playoffs so we can find out with the team that actually mans up. But we shall see. But give it up to the Buffalo Bills. I can see they're the best team in the AFC East this year by far. Not by far, but y'all get my point. They built a heck of a team, and they did what we hope we can do for Tua, put weapons around their average quarterback, and make them look great. So at the end of the day, man, congratulations, Bills fans. Good luck in the playoffs, man. You know, I actually like whenever somebody out of the AFC East wins it all because it gives the AFC East a lot more credibility. But at the same token, I don't like y'all, Bills. I don't like y'all. So I hope y'all lose second round because you better not lose first round. You shouldn't lose first round. It was important for you to get the second seed because the Colts, they're not there yet. Y'all are leaps and bounds above the Colts, and you will get your day in the second round. Now, if you lose in the first round, oh boy, next week, fireworks galore. Just come on, watch the show. You better not lose in the first round. Josh Allen, it will be Lamar Jackson 2.0, one and done. No, not even one. Not even one. Go out on a date and can't close the deal. How about that? I'll just put it like that, man. That's my 2 cents. Congratulations, Buffalo fans, this year.
Thank you. It's all right. So follow-ups on that. Number one, the reason those first 3 drives did not look good was the fact that we were trying to establish the run game, which we haven't been able to establish all damn year. And then we ended up going back to what we did good. Hey, TD, listen to this. Listen. So you were going to appreciate this.
He threw like 7 passes.
Hey. And so get this, right? So the Miami Dolphins defense was the best scoring defense in the entire NFL. Guess what the percentage was of the amount of points the Bills put up against you? 26% of all the points you ever gave up this year was against the Buffalo Bills.
But again, it's that type of game, bro. It's that type of game. Our defense wasn't nearly as good as it was now early in the season when y'all put up 31, but we put up 28. We barely won. You have to understand, it was that type of game. At some point, when the offense makes so many mistakes and turnovers, man, some guys, they get to a point where they give up, bro. And not to give up like, oh, you're in the NFL, you don't give up. These guys, a lot of these guys on contract years, and they ain't trying to get hurt. They out there like, man, I'm not doing that. You saw those receivers at the end dropping balls like, I'm not finna take that hit. All type of stuff, man. Y'all came out early. I can't say you punched us in the mouth because our defense did what they had to do early on. But y'all came out starting around the second quarter because I was talking trash at the end of the first that y'all ain't did nothing. And the second quarter started, and the offense just couldn't help. The offense couldn't help. And then they would give you great field position, and it went downhill from there. But give it up. The Bills have a great team. That's what you're supposed to do. You take advantage of opportunities, and you don't give other teams opportunities. And that's what y'all did against us. It was just a day where we were flat. We didn't put nothing together, and y'all took advantage of it. And that's what makes a good team. But at the end of the day, I still hate you. I still hate your team. They still suck to me. They're great, but they suck.
They're great. They stuck in your heart, right? Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm just keeping it 1,000 right now. All right.
Oh, hey man, listen. I 100% agree with you. So Jackson, so I know that like you've been chomping at the bit for a response to that, and so what's your response on all those astronomical takes that our friend just gave?
Well, hey man, I don't know. He right at the end made me feel bad because he gave us all the credit in the world. Now I had all this lined up. What I was going to tell you, he just blew me out of the water, bro. But no, nice to hear. Nice to hear you finally admitting the truth. Obviously, I know you said we were going to play twice in a row, and I said we probably won't. Actually, I said we were going to beat you twice in a row, but it turns out we didn't have to.
See, you were wrong. You didn't beat us twice in a row.
But I got to tell you, bro, that first interception Josh threw, I'm like, man, what if TD is right? I was living in this nightmare.
Y'all felt it. You felt it. You saw it.
Then he turned around. Nah, then he turned around and just well, almost he didn't break 300 in the first half, but he came damn close. So, I don't know. That's it, man. I mean, the Dolphins are a good team. They're going to be good next year. I feel like it's going to be a competitive division now for once. So I'm really looking forward to that. But you know, in the with the immortal words of TD, like the Bills are a good team, so we got to give them props. It's not from me. That's from him.
For sure. And so honestly,
My turn.
Oh yeah. How could I forget?
I haven't said what I had to say. So last week, all I heard was no. I want to speak. Mute TD. I need my throne here. I need my soapbox because we're gonna get into it. So last week, when TD got on here and he said, what did he say? He said, this is a different Miami Dolphins defense. Y'all haven't seen this defense yet. And what proceeded to happen? You gave up 56 points. You gave up more than half of that against the Bills B team against Matt Barkley. And what did I hear? Tua is going to be a franchise quarterback, not from TD, but from all the Dolphins fans. He's going to show that just because Fitzy got COVID, that Tua is going to step up to the plate. And what did Tua turns the ball over do? He threw 3 picks, 1 pick six, didn't even give a chance for the Dolphins offense to get back in the game. He completely gave that game away. So now, TD, you're sitting here on the couch with me, watching the Bills in the playoffs. For the 4th straight season, since you've been on YouTube, you've never seen your team in a playoff game. You haven't won a playoff game since Jay Fiedler in 2 decades. You are the bottom feeders of this division. Once the Bills beat the Colts, you'll be the only team in this division with the longest playoff drought to win a playoff game. You haven't won a playoff game since George Bush Sr. Hell, the police officers at Congress played better defense than the Miami Dolphins did against Josh Allen and Matt Barkley. Y'all are trash. You deserve everything you got last week. And I told you. And the funny thing is, all you had to do was win the game. Then you needed Cleveland to shit the bed. That didn't happen for you. You needed Baltimore, Lamar Jackson to shit the bed. Oh, that didn't happen for you. Then you had to get on your hands and knees and pray that the Jacksonville Jaguars saved your ass to hop your ass in the playoffs. You said, and all the Dolphins Dolphins fans were saying this season, well, now that Brady's gone, we're going to take over this division. This is our time. Funny, Brady's gone, Patriots suck, and you still can't make the playoffs. Still can't make the playoffs. Like I said, since you've been on YouTube, you haven't seen your team win 1 playoff game. And all your Dolphins fans, because I slaughtered you. And I got a clip of TD saying Tua is a bum. He's a bum. He's trash. He's a bust. He is the worst quarterback in his division, even worse than Cam Newton. Cam Newton put up a better fight against the Bills than Tua trash Viola. That's all I got to say, man. Welcome to the couch. All you Dolphins trolls that have been trolling me this entire season, you can say, well, will we at least beat you? Number 1, we split. Y'all lost to a trash Dolphins team in week 1. We are in the same position. Actually, as a matter of fact, we're in a better position because we're looking for a quarterback. Meanwhile, you're stuck with the quarterback that you drafted in the top 5 over Justin Herbert for the next 4 to 5 years. Y'all are stuck with that trash that you drafted because you can't give up on him now. You have to go with him. So at the end of the day, Brian Flores is a bum. He's a sloppy seconds. He gave up 56 points to Josh Allen and Matt Barkley. The end. Y'all are done. Dunzo. That's why we call y'all the Dolphins.
Dan, do I have an opportunity to respond to this guy that why do you even let somebody who ain't even in the division anymore speak, bro? Like, come on, man. This guy
in the division. You ain't even in
the division no more. Y'all are so freaking irrelevant. First of all, you ain't nothing but a bottom feeder who wants somebody to be there right with you. Second off, let's get one thing straight here. From the beginning of the season, AFC East Roundtable, we all gave record predictions.
You said you were going 11-5.
Not a single person on here had us winning more than 6 games.
Doesn't matter. You still lost.
So don't tell me, oh, y'all didn't make the playoffs. We had high expectations as fans, but at the end of the day, One thing you can't do is steal our joy. We sitting pretty, baby. We know where we going
Pretty?
next year. We know.
You sitting pretty with Tua?
We know where we going next year. Where y'all going? Where y'all going?
You have no track record, TD. Where's your track record at? Where's the track record that says the Dolphins are going to make the playoffs? Where's your track record?
Where's your track record? The only track record.
Our track record is our 6 Super Bowls and Bill Belichick. That's our track record.
No, it ain't with Bill Belichick. It's with the only one that mattered in New England for the last 20 years, and that was Tom Brady. And you ain't got him no more. So, you ain't got no track record. Bill Belichick has been living off of Brady's coattail for 20
You didn't say that. You weren't saying that. You weren't saying that the entire time.
And you know what? You weren't saying that we will win more than 6 games the entire time this season either. But
Let me say that. Let me just say this as a Patriots fan. Okay, so you went 10-6, right? Golf clap. Where did I get you? You want a trophy? Do you want a trophy for finishing 10-6 and missing the playoffs? If you're not first, you're last, and that's what it is. That's what it is with you Dolphins fans. You think finishing 10-6 and missing the playoffs is an accomplishment. No, you want to know what an accomplishment is? Winning the division, which you haven't done since 2008. Winning a playoff game, which you haven't done since 2000. Winning a Super Bowl, which you haven't done since Watergate and with Richard Nixon. You haven't won a Super Bowl since black and white television. What accomplishments have y'all done?
Welcome to the party. Without Tom Brady, you're going to get a good feeling of how it feels, and you're going to watch the Miami Dolphins.
Nope, because you know why? We're getting this Sean Watson wax off.
Oh, my God. You getting Sean Watson. You getting the Sean Watson. Listen, you're mad because the Patriots are trash now. And I'm going to
y'all are trash
out of you every season for it. You know what?
I'm going to heckle you, too. I've been heckling y'all for 20 years.
But at least we know where we're going. We know what our real expectations.
How do you know where you're going when you haven't been to the mountaintop? You're Moses in the wilderness. You've been Moses in the wilderness for 20 years.
How you know where you're going and you ain't been to the mountaintop without the
I've already been there. Listen, I'm gonna say this real quick. The Patriots can be trash for the next 50 years, but when I die, when I'm buried, when they lift me down in my grave, I will always know that I see my team win 6 Super Bowls and go to 9. When they bury you in your grave, TD, you won't have nothing to show for it for your Miami Dolphins. I know I've seen my team reach the mountaintop and continue to be on top for the last 20 years. If they're trash for the next 2 decades, I can live with that. But with you have yet to see anything.
They are going to bury you with 6 Super Bowl rings, a few deflated balls, a few cameras, and guess who's going to be your Paul Bearer? Some masseuse specialist from Palm Beach rubbing you down. That's what it's going to be.
Hey, I love masseuses. They can rub me down all day.
Yeah, I bet. That's all the Patriots been.
All right.
Cheaters, and late night.
Yeah, we're cheaters. At least we win.
Cheaters.
So I think that TD blew his speakers because he's screaming so loud. But
I can barely hear you.
All right. So there's definitely been a lot of intriguing topics that have been pulled up, and I do want to get to the whole Deshaun Watson thing because I think the 2 best teams that have the most likely right out of our division to make a move for them are either the Patriots or the Dolphins. I do want to get to that, but I need to switch it over to Richie. First off, Gase is gone, my friend.
Yes, sir. Say it again.
Gase is gone.
Thank you.
Okay.
One more time, or is that too much?
Gase is gone.
That's it. I want to ask you.
Gase is gone. So, all right. So, number 2 right now, if there was anybody that's in the head coaching conversation, who would you absolutely be thrilled to see and why?
Yeah. So we are interviewing a wide list of people. We finished interviewing Eric Bieniemy the other day. We are talking to guys like Robert Saleh from the San Francisco 49ers, Arthur Smith, your guy Brian Daboll from the Buffalo Bills. Listen, man, I am looking for a guy that is not just a one-sided football mind on the offense or defense or special teams. I want somebody that's going to coach this entire squad and come in here and change the culture. That's a lot to ask, but I just don't want them to make the same mistake as they did with Gase. They bring in somebody to develop a quarterback and coach one side of the ball and just be literally just a coach for one side of the ball. You guys know what I'm talking about. We need somebody to be the guy to coach the entire squad. And to be honest, I'm still doing my research on it. We are diving deep into a wide net of list of people. I love some candidates. I don't like some candidates. A really interesting one that came out today that the Jets finished interviewing was Marvin Lewis. And that name is very disturbing to a lot of Jets fans because we know that he went to the playoffs 7 years straight or something like that and missed and did not win one playoff game. But he kind of fits the mold of the CEO type of coach. I personally don't want him, but he's somebody that I'm not overreacting too much of the Jets. But a guy like Eric Bieniemy, I feel like he's a very underrated leader. But at the same time, then you get a little worried. Okay, he's under Andy Reid. He's a little scapegoat from that. Brian Daboll, I know Bills fans want to keep him and hold on to him, but what he did with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills really is insane. And I really think it determines what are the Jets doing with the quarterback position. Are we keeping Sam Darnold or are we drafting a quarterback? Because it all comes down to that. And that is going to be the head coach's decision. So I honestly don't have – there's a guy from college that will probably be my hot candidate to answer your question, and that guy is Matt Campbell. And he looks like a guy that is a young – innovative, just football mind that can just absolutely scream his head off. And he has a high energy, charismatic guy. And that's my number one guy, Matt Campbell. And we haven't set to interview him yet. I want to get a young, upcoming, just football guy that will galvanize the entire squad and change the culture because this Jets team is broken right now. And they need a guy to come in here and just coach every single phase of the ball, hire a really good team of coordinators, bring in a really good offensive mind as the coordinator, defensive mind. You guys know what I'm trying to say. I'm just scarred from Adam Gase to the point where I have full trust in Joe Douglas. Christopher Johnson is not going to be making the decision. So that's why I'm very comfortable with this head coaching search. 2 years ago, Peyton Manning called up Christopher Johnson. He's like, hey, Adam Gase, he was he was the offensive coordinator when I had my career year in Denver, so you should hire him. And Chris Johnson's like, really? Oh, yeah, let's hire him. So that won't happen. Joe Douglas will be making decisions, and I have all faith in him because he's an actual football mind, and Christopher Johnson is not a football mind at all. So I want to go really get a little risky and get the college hot coach in Matt Campbell. That was my number one guy. But I still like Brian Daboll. I like Eric Bieniemy. I like Robert Saleh. There's a lot of guys, and I feel like it's going to be hard for them to mess this up because there's a lot of hot candidates out there.
And so would you rather an offensive or a defensive-minded coach?
You see, that's where I'm a little determined, where I don't really care. I care about him as a leader of men, as a guy that will coach the entire squad more than an offensive or defensive mind. That's where I'm at right now because we've had defensive-minded coaches with Todd Bowles and Rex Ryan. We've had an offensive coach with Adam Gase. I really don't think for the Jets specifically, it doesn't matter. Our defense is always good, whether it's not saying it's always elite, but the Jets defense is always there. It's always competitive, but the offense always lacks. So maybe an offensive mind will be ideal, but I rather hire somebody that will coach the entire squad and be like the coach for the entire team. I keep repeating myself, but that's just really genuinely what I want. And then hire brilliant offensive mind under him and a defensive mind under him, if that answers the question. Got
it. Since you spoke on Daboll, and this is interesting because I really haven't had this conversation with a lot of Bills fans. So Jackson, what's your concern level on Daboll leaving? So do you see our offense taking a step back, or do you see us improving, say, for example, that Dorsey ends up taking over or we find somebody else? What's your concern level after Daboll leaving?
I think before he answers, I might think Dorsey might follow him to be the offensive coordinator if he goes somewhere.
Don't you put that evil on me.
Yeah.
Say no.
Well, that being said, I don't know. I mean, first and foremost, I hope he doesn't go. I'm still living in this dream world where he wants to just stay in Buffalo, stack up a couple rings, try to make a couple runs, do that sort of thing. But I think the harsh reality is he's, obviously proven that could be the guy if somebody wanted him. He's obviously about to get paid somewhere if he so chooses. But I think that Sean McDermott and the whole Bills front office really are they have a plan in place. They have a culture that they know about. They know exactly who they want to put in place. So whoever they do hire, I think would be able to step in pretty seamlessly and keep growing the offense the way it's been going. I don't think they would take like a huge step back. But obviously, I hope he sticks around. And I'd hate to see him go to the Jets. As much as I'd love it for you, Richie, I'd hate to see him in the same division because,
Yeah.
We'll see.
He was in the same division. He won 5 Super Bowls with us.
Yeah, he was.
I choose not to remember those years.
Yeah. So it's interesting too because Jackson, like, I'm not sure about you, but like this year was the first year where I started liking Daboll. Like,
yeah, his first year
he frustrated the fuck out of me for the first 2 years.
Absolutely, because there was stuff that was working, and I think really, and it was the same thing I think with Josh Allen. They were just trying to figure out what they could do and kind of get it all together. And there was stuff in the first year or two that would be clearly working, and then Daboll just wouldn't be calling those plays. And I think they were really just trying to see what they could get out of their players and try to. The whole Bills team where they're at right now really does seem like a 3-year process from where they started to where they are right now. You can kind of draw a straight line in an upward direction. They just did all the right things, I feel like, at the right time, and now they have a lot to show for it. So, I agree. In the beginning, I was a bit of a hater of his as well, but I had to drink the Kool-Aid and trust the process, like they say, and I'm pretty stoked that I did because it's all working out.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, like that's why I would also love to be in the camp for Daboll to stay because as much as I love the guy, I have a feeling that his ability to be a successful play caller is all determined on his pieces, right? The second we got Stephon Diggs and he was able to go on ahead and just throw out receivers like Brown, Beasley, Gabe Davis, Diggs, he's going to go to a team that has struggled this year and he's not going to have those kinds of pieces. So I have a feeling that the team he goes to, they're going to experience a 2018 and 2019 Daboll for the first couple of years because he's not going to have the pieces that he has right now. So I'm hoping that he has that in the back of his mind. He goes, let me stick around for a little bit longer. Let me see what's going down there. But anyway, now we're on the quarterback situation, and this is interesting because this applies to both Tyson and TD. And I want to start off with TD. TD, number 1, Deshaun Watson. First off, you interested? And then number 2, what would you be willing to give up? Because there's some Dolphins fans that are willing to give the fucking house for Watson, and I frankly don't blame them. But what are your thoughts on making a move for Deshaun Watson? And so I can't hear you, TD.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, I can't. I don't know what just happened, but if you can hear me, I'm not down for it, man. I'm not good with the Deshaun Watson. He's going to cost too much money. And y'all forgive me, man. I just drove to Miami from Central Florida, so I just got here. My wife ran into a Target to grab some stuff, so I didn't want to miss the show tonight and talk trash to every single one of y'all. But anywho, I don't want Watson, man. Going to cost too much money, number 1. Basically, it would literally cost every penny that we have next year, and we won't be able to re-up on any weapons or make anything much better on this team. We probably wouldn't even be able to pay for the draft picks that we have, even though, well, at the same token, we probably have to give them all up to get them. We have other areas that we still want to improve on the roster, and Watson would pretty much mess that up, man. So, I mean, what is he making, $43 million?
Yeah. But, I mean, and from what I've heard, he's so unhappy with Houston that he'd be willing to restructure his contract.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's TD? There he is. Yeah. But it's funny because I've seen some Dolphins fans saying that they'd be willing to send over Tua, their 2 first-round picks and their 2 second-round picks.
It's just because a lot of people isn't happy with what they see from Tua. That's just fan reaction right now. I don't want to get rid of Tua on this roster whatsoever. I'm just one of those people who want to bring in competition just in case it doesn't work out. I mean, it's been well documented. There's a lot of quarterbacks who had rough starts like he did, Josh Allen being one of those individuals. Me personally, I don't like what I see, but nobody can say it's time to give up on him whatsoever. Who knows, next year with the right weapons, things could be totally different. And it's just one of those things the fan base has to be patient, including myself. It's just, you win 10 games in a season, you got a chance to make the playoffs. Although you exceed expectations, it's still, like, oh man. So that's what everybody's still living on right now. So you can throw a lot of names. Some people will probably say, I'd take Dak Prescott. They're just unhappy that we missed the playoffs and we didn't. And then Justin Herbert doesn't make it any better with the comparison. So it's just a case we got to be patient, get what he needs around him. But I just feel like we need a backup plan. But a veteran like Watson costing $43 million, I don't see that being a smart move. Not for where we are.
Interesting. Very interesting. So sounds like you want to roll with Tua and you don't want to hit the draft and bring somebody else in. And so if Fields is there or if miraculously Lawrence is there, you wouldn't take him and you stick with Tua.
I'm not saying that. It wouldn't be my first pick. I want as well. And then I'm also starting to lean towards more so the best receiver we can get early. But at the same token, again, that just depends on how sold the general manager and the coach is on Tua. They're going to speak all that good stuff in the media, but only they know. So if they have their own doubts, this is a prime year. We're not going to have another number 3 pick. The Patriots will have plenty number 3 picks, but we're not going to have another number 3 pick in a long time with this team. So you got to go ahead and get your insurance now. And I don't care. Have 2 good quarterbacks on the roster. It's at a low deal. They're on rookie contracts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not opposed to it, but it wouldn't be my first option.
Okay, that's fair. All right, Tyson, what about you, man? First off, and so are you interested in Watson? And then what would you be willing to give up for him?
I'll be willing to go drive to Robert Kraft's house and give him a happy ending if it means we get Deshaun Watson.
He already got that covered, bro. He's probably in Palm Beach right now.
Listen, man, everything is lining up so perfectly this offseason because I don't remember an offseason where so many quarterbacks are up for grabs to get Dak Prescott, Matthew Stafford, Deshaun Watson, and there's a couple other few quarterbacks that are going to be available. There's a lot of quarterbacks that are available not only in free agency and trades, but in the draft as well. We have so many opportunities to get a quarterback. I just really hope that Belichick knows what he's doing and can evaluate, because he obviously didn't evaluate Cam the right way. I mean, I know we paid him $1 million, but we expected way more than what we got from Cam, especially throwing the football. Listen, as many quarterbacks that are out there in the draft and trade bait, there's no way in hell Cam Newton can come back. Him coming back would be unacceptable unless we draft. The only way I would want Cam Newton back is if we trade up in the draft and get a quarterback and have Cam just be a placeholder. That would be the only way I would want Cam back. I was hearing rumors about that the Patriots, Nick Caserio, that Deshaun Watson doesn't like Nick Caserio, or he wasn't happy with the hiring of Nick Caserio, who's one of the Patriots GMs. Because he's the new GM for the Texans, and Deshaun Watson didn't like it, so that's why he's requesting a trade. He doesn't like the way the Texans have been going with Bob McNair. JJ Watt told him, like, I'm sorry, we wasted one of your prime years. It's obvious that the Texans don't even have a first-round draft pick because they freaking traded their first-round draft pick for Laramie Tunsil, and they were so bad this season where they weren't even trying to tank, and they still ended up giving Miami the number 3 pick. That's how bad of an organization the Texans are. They have no coach. They don't even know what coach they want to hire. Deshaun Watson wants to get out of there as soon as possible. Like I said, that's like the new Oakland Raiders is what the Texans are. It's just a black hole of nothingness. And they remember now they traded away his receiver with Bill O'Brien to Arizona. Like, they just got rid of so many pieces and they have nothing to show for it. Is he going to get traded? The question is, are the Texans willing to do it? It really depends who's going to offer the most, because technically we only have one first-round draft pick. We got a ton of seconds and a ton of thirds, and we get a compensation for Brady in a draft pick and in a second-round pick for Brady. We just don't. I don't think we have enough as a lot of these other teams have to offer. I mean, and plus Belichick's never the one to be the one to sell the house. Sell the house for one player. It really depends on what does Belichick think of Deshaun Watson. Nick Caserio, who's going to be the GM in Houston, would he want to do us any favors? I doubt that. He has a sour taste in his mouth that we didn't let his ass leave last year. So I don't see us getting Deshaun Watson. I would love to. Like I said, I would rather actually have Dak Prescott because we won't have to trade for him. But yeah, that's just the Patriots quarterback situation is the most interesting one because it's like we have so many holes to fill on a lot of other sides of the ball, but the quarterback position is what wins you Super Bowls. So I'm really hoping that Belichick doesn't panic and just sits down and just see what we would have to give up for like a Deshaun Watson. I don't see him coming here, but like I said, I'd rather have Dak Prescott. But that's pretty much all I got to say about the Patriots quarterback situation.
But would Belichick pay more than $40 for any? I mean, 40.
Oh, that's another thing I forgot to add. The Patriots have the third most cap space in the league. So yeah, we could number one. That's one thing that we have that a lot of other teams that would probably want Watson won't have is cap space. We have so many. We have enough cap space to get three. To get, I think, what did they say? They said we have enough cap space to get 4 players out of anybody in the league. That's how much cap space we have.
You're right.
And Belichick's excuse, and this is why I say we're going to spend. Belichick's excuse when we were losing games that we didn't have enough cap space to sign anyone. With you know what I'm saying? And he also said, and another thing why I know Belichick's going to want to spend a lot of money because if Brady messes around and wins another Super Bowl, he has to spend money. He has to try to get even. That's how much of an ego he has. So I'm telling you right now, I think the Patriots are going to have a huge offseason.
Interesting. And Richie, and so no offense, but and so I don't foresee Watson wanting to go to the Jets. But first off,
unless they get a coach. If they get a coach,
the only way he wants to come is if we get Eric Bieniemy, because the big reason why Deshaun Watson is upset with the Texans is because he was told from the GM that he would be in on the GM and head coaching search, and Patrick Mahomes told Watson, like, yo, get Eric Bieniemy over there. And he wants Eric Bieniemy. So if the Jets hire Eric Bieniemy, we have the draft capital and we have the cap space in order to acquire Deshaun Watson. So I'll leave it at that.
And so you would trade the house for Watson is what you're saying.
So, look, the Jets, I might be in the minority. The Jets are way more than a quarterback away from being successful. We have a lot of holes on this team. I feel like if we trade away all of our draft picks that we have, which is a lot, for Deshaun Watson, it might be just another mess, just like he's in Houston right now with no help around him. So that's the one thing I'm worried about. So if I'm the Jets, I either draft a quarterback and build around him properly with the draft picks that we have and the cap space we have, because the Patriots are third in the league in cap space. The Jets are second. So we have a lot of ammunition to build around a rookie quarterback or to build around Sam Darnold, whichever way they're going to go. So, I would love to have Deshaun Watson because he's a borderline top 5 quarterback in the NFL and he's only 25. But I feel like if the Jets go out there and get him, it's going to be a little skeptical because he's not going to have a lot of talent around him, especially because we're trading away all of our picks.
Interesting. All right, so final topic. Since this is on my channel and since Wildcard Weekend is just around the corner, I want to go around the table and I want to hear y'all's thoughts on how far, say that you were putting a bet down, how far the Bills are going to go in the postseason. I'm going to start off with Richie. So
I got you.
Down. How far?
They're losing in the AFC Championship game. And then they're going to lose in the AFC Championship game next year. And then the demise of the Buffalo Bills will start. Basically, the same thing happened to the Jets in 2009 and 10. All jokes. But
so you're saying we're going to lose 2 straight AFC Championships? Okay.
That's what I had to go through in 2010 and 2009. So that's my take.
They would have to lose 4 in a row for it to be Buffalo.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys went through 4 straight Buffalo Bills Super Bowl losses. But in all seriousness, I do think you'll go to the AFC Championship and lose to the Chiefs. That's my prediction.
Okay. What about you, Tyson?
I got the Bills losing in the Super Bowl to Tom Brady. I think they have enough ammo to beat Kansas City. That's the only team in the AFC that can keep up with Kansas City. I'm not sure the last couple of games Buffalo's just beating the brakes off of every team. Like they're not even trying anymore. It's so easy. They're going to beat the Colts. I don't know who they're going to play in the second round. It really wouldn't matter. I think they're going to beat. They could beat the Titans and they can beat the Ravens. I think, like I said, I think they beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, but they lose to Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
And so that would be a movie, right? Like, say, for example, that like we play like the Titans and then we play the Chiefs. Like, that's like a revenge tour because like those are the two games where like the Bills like lost.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go to the Super Bowl and we see Tom Brady. And so it would be a much better movie, say that we won, because that's like, finally full
No
circle.
quarterback has never beaten a team more in the history of the National Football League than Brady has the Bills.
Yeah.
35-3.
And so that's why I feel like it would be sweeter, but let's say I digress. TD, I know that you mentioned this earlier, but what do you think? How far will the Bills go? Let's go.
You're muted.
And so you're muted.
Just go to Jackson.
Jackson, since we're biased fans, I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to sort of like rearrange the question a bit. What would you call a successful season from your mind? Like, what would you be satisfied with is how far the Bills are going to go? Like, what's going to be like, all right, this was an awesome season, and so I'm happy. Like, where's that?
I feel like the obvious monkey on your back is to win a division or to win a playoff game, right? So, so that's the easy answer to say, win one. But I feel like at this point, just playing the way we are, if we keep that momentum going, I don't see why we couldn't. I mean, like Richie was saying, I don't agree with the losing 2 AFC championships in a row, but I don't see why they can't go to the AFC championship. I mean, I don't see why they can't beat any team in the league. And that's how Tyson's always been, even back when I knew him a long time ago. It was Tom Brady this, Tom Brady that. But Tom Brady's not about to be in the Super Bowl, and everybody knows that. But I also don't think the Bills are going to lose to the NFC. So if they can beat the Chiefs, it's Super Bowl all the way. But to answer your question in its entirety, Dan, I'm already happy with the way the season unfolded, but I really think they got a whole lot more in the tank.
Yeah, for sure.
If Brady beats the Bills in the Super Bowl, I'm adding to the collection. I'm putting another banner up. Because if the Brady winning the Super Bowl would be like us winning a Super Bowl. Patriots fans, not the Patriots organization, but it would be like Patriots fans winning a Super Bowl.
That's an ex-girlfriend talk, man. That's ridiculous. He's gone. You got to let it go, Tyson.
I'm never letting it go.
Are we ever going to have a Patriots YouTuber on here? Because last week he was a Bills fan. Now he's a Bucs fan. I just don't get it, man. But anyway, Buffalo Bills, they'll lose this week versus the Colts because I hate them. And then if I was to get realistic, they'll be losing next week in the second round. I see no reason why they should really lose to the Colts. If they do,
boys, all year.
Yeah, Richie, the CEO of misery right now.
Oh my God. Yeah.
No comment.
So
Not
my take is
anymore,
this. I mean, I'm really trying to keep it as objective as possible, but I mean, like the Bills are a Hail Mary away from winning 10 straight games, right? Like this entire season. And I really believe that the team that catches momentum at the right time, and that's December football, which the Buffalo Bills did, I think we have no excuse not to, at the very, very, very least, and this is the basement of my expectations, is make the AFC Championship. My ceiling is a Super Bowl win, right? I don't want to make the Super Bowl, and I don't want to lose the Super Bowl. If we make the Super Bowl, I want to win, because then it brings back, boy, I love losing Super Bowls. I do not want to be known as the 0-5 Super Bowl team. So that's really where my mindset is right now. Right now, like Jackson said, I feel like we have the talent and we have the momentum and we have the coaching staff. We're healthy, knock on wood. If all of those things maintain, there is no question in my mind that we will be going down to Tampa during that first week of February. But like I said, I do want to keep things in front of me right now. We do have a very scary matchup, I would say, right against the Colts. And so I do foresee us winning the game, but who knows? And so I guess that there's a little bit of post-traumatic stress disorder in me from these past seasons and growing up as a Bills fan, but we shall see. Yeah, guys. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go around the table. I'm going to let everyone sort of say their final piece, let them know where you guys can find them and go from there. Starting off with you, TD.
TD is muted.
Hey, TD, you're muted.
I'm sorry, guys. My bad. I just figured that out. But anyway, man, my bad on the stream today. But you can find me at TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I got caught in traffic with the family headed to Miami. The next time I'll be home, set up in my normal. But that's it. Fins up, man.
Right.
Next season we'll get it.
All right, Tyson, what you got?
Yo, y'all can check me out on my channel, Master at Work Inc. Master at Work, and in my Twitter, Instagram is Master at Work Inc. Y'all check out my AFC. I mean, not AFC, but NFL meme time. I just uploaded that for week 17.
Nice.
And that's pretty much it, man. Oh yeah, and check out my Dolphins video too. Dolphins missed the playoffs video. TD had a couple cameos in there.
Hater.
All right, Richie, what you got, man?
What's going on, guys? You know where to find me. If you guys, I don't expect a lot of New York fans to be here, but I don't only have a Jets channel. I have a channel on the New York Knicks and the New York Mets. So if any of you guys are interested, check out me over there, Knicks Media, Mets Media, and you guys know where to find me. If you guys want to know any of the up-to-date news on the Jets offseason, I'll be posting all throughout it. And let's go Jets. I'm just so grateful and happy that Adam Gase is off my team. And I'm a happy camper, guys. You're going to see a different Richie next year. I know it was a depressing year for Jets media, and I went through the darkness, but it's only up from here, and maybe you guys will grow to not like me because that means the Jets are going to be playing good, and that's a good sign for me. So, Dan, always a pleasure. AFC East Roundtable, I just want to thank everybody that's been showing me love. You guys, Dolphins fans, Bills fans, Patriots fans, you guys show up to every single video, every single stream of mine, and it means a lot to me because that means you guys are coming for me. You guys cannot give one shit about the Jets. I'll tell you that, guys, but you guys come for me, and I really appreciate that genuinely. And again, I just want to thank you guys so much. This AFC East Roundtable brought a lot of traction to my channel, so I want to thank everybody here, Master at Work, Dan, TD, for recruiting me to represent the New York Jets.
Oh, yeah, man. And Jackson, what you got, man?
Yes, sir. I've been Jackson. You don't need to find me on social media. This is the only place I talk about sports on the internet. But if you want to do something, go to Tyson's page and comment. Remind him who his quarterback is and who his quarterback isn't. It seems like he forgot. Other than that, thanks for having me on, boys. It's always nice to sit down and talk about my lofty expectations. I would have never done this show in the past because it would have been a 4-12 season or something like that. But I'm happy happy to share my excitement and talk about the AFC East.
It's coming back.
It's coming back. I believe it. I don't believe it. But yeah, thanks, boys. Appreciate you. Maybe I'll catch you again.
Yeah, for sure. And so, yeah, Dom Mafia, once again, thank you so much for tuning in. As far as my channel is concerned, I just did a collab with That's Good Sports. It's on his podcast called That's Good Broncos. We talked about the Colts and stuff. We talked a little shit. Definitely a good time. I'm doing my live game reaction on Saturday at 1 p.m., so make sure you tune in there as well. And next week, the AFC East Roundtable is on TDs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the end of y'all season. It's the end of the Buffalo Bills season show.
Okay, got it. So let's hope more than ever that we have an additional, reason to win this game because it's going to be on his channel next week. But yeah, once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And before I let you go, always remember, let's
Jet up.
go